Are you still out of school then? Okay, so you're back in. Okay. So yeah, so plan for Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Okay. But between now and then, seriously, email us. You have your phone? Yeah. Can you give me my email address? Or you can email me. Yeah, go ahead and email me. And put your name and phone number, or you put your contact info in that email, and then I'll have it. So it's L.
I bet.
Who still uses hot? That's right, one step above AOL.
Yeah, barely. It's like a half step. It's not even a whole step. It's just a half step. It's just a half step. Just a half step.
AOL.com. She don't even know what AOL is.
I was on the very first internet.
America Online.
I was gonna say, do you remember even what AOL stood for when it first came? So yeah, send me all your contact stuff and a couple of links to videos or whatever. And I will work on finding some copies. Okay. Awesome sauce. Like, you don't play Gambit also too? Have you tried it before? Yeah. Okay. So just the coordination thing that screws you up, or trying to just play it every time that screws you up?
Counting is the toughest part.
I Taylor, did she want me to wear a costume? And she said, just wear what you got on.
You gonna sing with us?
Come on.
Take some help up there and make a picture of it, and you're gonna have to put your phone down because it'll look a little goofy if you got your iPhone out.
I got news for you. This is not what makes this look goofy. Just saying, LaRue. Just saying, LaRue.
Well, there's no.
We're high tech angels, man.
Yeah, it's not really long enough. It's.
Let me get my headband.
I need to add
Where
a
you
little
go?
color to this.
Ooh, Al Brown. I used to teach in Tavares. So 1 year ago, I'm retired. What?
What you were saying?
My Bonnie lies over the ocean.
I thought maybe you were going to say which weekend.
No.
Lean in a little bit. Yeah, this is the full choir. That's the.
All the angels they can scrape up.
Y'all just look wonderful.
We just have a good time. We just love to sing. Any chance we get, we're gonna sing.
I do too until Dennis comes in and gets.
Please, whatever.
That's what I said.
Tell him hush.
Yeah, to shut up.
Tell him hush.
I will from now.
I will tell him to shut up.
There you go.
They're small
That's
but
right.
mighty.
Tell him shush. Tell him hush.
But I wouldn't say I can't really see the opera.
We don't say opera.
Hey, you know the thing that we're doing next week. Michael Douglas Smith is. Michael Douglas Smith. Is that what you're
But
talking
that's
about?
old
Contemporary?
stuff. That's not contemporary.
That's still considered old to her.
It is, because that was when I was in college.
Amy Grant.
Yes, that's when I was in college. That's old. That's not contemporary. That's no longer contemporary.
It was contemporary at some point.
But, yes.
Where's Carolyn? Go by her house.
My Nana told me.
Carolyn Williams.
Nancy Fisher. Oh, you're great. That's what I say. You're getting what you got. Great. That makes more sense.
Fisher. Oh, okay. You don't have what?
Hey, you sing in the chorus at Dale River?
They never gave me it for a class. And I took one class
That's right. You know the jazz hands.
Because if he's not taking this, this is all the day. Because in my chorus, yeah, Central Piedmont.
Yeah, we've got one boy that
Piedmont Police Society.
I don't know if he's out of high school or not.
We rehearse at, right up here on, right at, Calvary, right? We rehearse at Calvary.
We were scouting.
Yeah. And they do a lot of different styles of music and concerts and stuff. But that'd be something to come too.
Yeah, we did Eric Whitaker. Still
And Eric Whitaker's contemporary.
haven't heard
Crazy stuff. Eric Whitaker is hard.
I'll put it in my notes to look up later.
Eric Whitaker. Yeah, look up Eric Whitaker. But he was famous for the virtual choir. I knew that years ago. During COVID, he put together
Oh, he was
thousands
doing it before COVID.
Was he?
Oh, yeah. That's,
Virtual choir.
but yeah, I'd love to have him sing. Yes, we do. I think we agree. So recruit some new friends.
I'll try. I don't really have a lot of sessions.
Well, bring your heathen friends.
Bring, yeah, let's say bring your heathen friends and we'll make them Christian.
Come right there.
People can grow.
Yeah, tell them we're celebrating the Druid holidays pretty soon, you know?
Yeah. Okay, we'll get off the stage.
Okay. And then you get in, Yale Brown Hills next semester.
I'll
You do
try.
semester, or do you have the same courses all
We
year?
have semesters, but I have one semester left, and I'm going to be doing dance.
You're doing dance? Alright. As long as you're doing one of the performing arts, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. That works.
You'll doobie-doo song. I came in last Wednesday, I was gonna pick up my.
Hello. I get to be the storyteller. No, it's not. Yeah. Thank you. Welcome.
You just on.
Yeah.
so you can do your introduction here. Okay. I was scared for a minute.
She's making me stand up. Hello, and welcome to, this is breathy, to the Donkey's Christmas. We have our lovely narrator, Kimberly. She's going to be reading us such a fun story for all of y'all to hear. If you were lucky enough to get a star, a star, okay? There's going to be a part in the play where these are super important, okay? So when you see Kimberly's star go up and shake, your star goes up and shakes. So let's practice. You ready? Nailed it. So good. All right. Y'all ready? We're going to get started. I'm going to turn the lights on.
Today we have a tale to tell, so let me introduce an animal who tends to have a very humble use. And yet this donkey had a very special part to play. So here's the donkey's Christmas and the build-up to that day.
No one seems to notice me, and no one seems to care.
Oh, well, I'll tell the story while he sits over there. You see, that was his attitude, the way that he faced life, just carrying his burdens, all the worry and the strife, just plodding on and never really knowing his own worth until he learned his value on the day of Jesus' birth. So this is how the story began to be played out. A soldier came, unrolled his scroll, and then began to shout,
"This is the Emperor's decree, and you must all conform. You must all sign a register wherever you were born. So pack your bags. You have no choice. Set off without delay. Go to sign the register. Hurry on your way."
And so a man called Joseph had to travel with his wife all the way to Bethlehem, where he had started life.
How can we get to Bethlehem as Caesar has decreed? Well, I don't know. This donkey here will carry you. The owner has agreed.
So the donkey carried Mary and her unborn child there.
No one's even noticed me. No one seems to care.
The donkey carried Mary on her way. The donkey carried Mary on her way. The donkey carried Mary, and he moaned and groaned all day.
No one seems to notice me. No one seems to care.
The stubborn donkey moaned and groaned all the way there.
No one seems to notice me. No one seems to care.
But Bethlehem was now in sight. Look, they're nearly there. Now finally, when they arrived, it was the close of the day, and Joseph had to try to find a place for them to stay.
Mary, this is Bethlehem. This is my hometown. That's lovely, Joseph, but I really need a long lie down.
No one's even noticed me. No one seems to care. I'm tired, and I've had to walk way from over there.
So Joseph took his wife and had to knock on every door, but each reply he had was always like the one before.
Just tell him that your name's Joseph and that we need a room. Tell him that I'm pregnant and this baby's coming soon. Oh, hey, my name's Joseph. Do you have a room? My lovely wife is pregnant and this baby's coming soon. Well, honey, I'm sorry. I can't help you. Business has been good, but I've no rooms left. Of course, you know, sweetie, I'd help you if I could. Hi, my name's Joseph. Do you have a room? My lovely wife is pregnant and this baby's coming soon. Hey, don't be silly! You're too late. There's not a single thing. In fact, we've been so busy that every room, hey, bada bing! Hello, my name is Joseph. Do you have a room? My lovely wife is pregnant and the baby's coming soon. Really? That's a worry. We've had a busy day. I'm sorry, but we haven't got the room for you to stay. Please, we've been to everyone. We really need a room. Please, man, you've got to help us because this baby's coming soon. Oh, man, where could we put you? Where could you stay instead? Listen, I know it's nothing special, but there is a cattle shed.
It wasn't very special, but the owner did his best. So Joseph went with Mary to find a place to rest.
No one's even noticed me. No one seems to care.
The stable door was open, so the donkey sneaked in there. So as the donkey wandered in and took a look around, Joseph tried to make a bed for Mary on the ground. Of course, he tried his best, but surely you know where I'm heading. He had to use the straw because he forgot to pack the bedding.
Whoops.
Oh well, no time to worry, for it was getting late, and babies are not known for their ability to wait. So this is where young Mary needs some privacy and rest, for the night God's Son was born, the earth was truly blessed.
Go to sleep, my Jesus. Close your little eyes. Angels are around you, watching from the skies. The moon is up above you. The stars begin to sleep. Time for little baby Jesus to go to sleep. Go to sleep, my Jesus. Close your little eyes. Angels are around you, watching from the skies. The animals surround you,
And so God's own son fell fast asleep, resting in the hay, and Mary watched her baby in the manger where he lay.
No one's even noticed me. No one seems to care. This should be my food trough, but instead a baby's there.
And so while the donkey grumbled that the world was so unfair, something else was happening. Somewhere over there? Yes, while the donkey felt unloved, some shepherds on a hill were guarding all their sheep in the cold, dark evening chill. And just at that moment, let's leave the stable shed and watch the shepherd's story as it unfolds here instead. For over in the fields, the shepherds watched their flock until all of a sudden they had an awful shock. The nighttime sky quite suddenly was filled with shining stars and shining light. They shielded their eyes, for it was dazzling bright.
Dude! Look out! What is that? The light's too bright. I don't know. I can't see. Please don't hurt us. We're just shepherds. Please just let us be.
Then all at once, from up on high, a voice came from the light. Then the shepherds looked, and soon they saw an angel wearing white. And the angel spoke.
Don't be afraid. I bring good news of great joy. In Bethlehem, a Savior has been born, a baby boy. And this will be a sign to you. You'll find him wrapped in cloth and laying in a stable in a simple feeding trough.
Then suddenly a host of angels gathered in the sky, singing songs of praise and glory to the Lord on high.
Do not be afraid, we are angels. We bring you good news of great joy. Today in the town of David, God's child has been born a boy. Go now, yes, go find your Savior in Bethlehem. Go now, yes, go find your Savior today. You'll find Jesus laid in a manger. You'll find him wrapped up in the hay. You'll find Jesus laid in a manger. So go find your Savior today. Go now, yes, go find your Savior in Bethlehem. Go now, yes, go find your Savior today.
The shepherds looked around and wondered what had just occurred. Were they the songs of angels? Was that really what they heard?
I cannot believe what I just saw. Was that really true? If you mean were there angels? Yes, they were. I saw them too. And what they said, the news they brought, we've got to go today to find this baby that they said is sleeping in the hay. Well, let's go to Bethlehem and see this thing that has occurred. And then, when we have seen the child, we'll go and spread the word. We can't go empty-handed. We need a gift to take. Well, how about a lamb? Or a cow? What kind of present would that make? Perfect. We are shepherds. I think that'll do fine. Now let's set off to Bethlehem to find the angel's sign.
And so the shepherds very soon had set off on their way, keen to find that baby in the manger full of hay. So now you will have noticed that the stable is in view. Although the shepherds still had lots of searching they must do. I'm guessing, but the Bible doesn't even mention how they found the baby. But they probably just had to ask around. So let's imagine that they knocked on doors, and then they said,
We're looking for a baby laying in a manger bed?
Sweetie, really? Are you serious? Whatever do you mean? A manger's for animals. A manger isn't clean.
so knocking on another door, imagine what they said.
We're looking for a manger and a baby lying in a bed?
A manger for a baby? That's ridiculous, of course. I only use my manger when I want to feed my horse.
So knocking on another door, once again they said,
We're looking for a baby lying in a manger bed?
Well, a baby's in my stable with a manger for his bed.
and with every door they knocked on, they were always turned away until finally they found somebody with something good to say. For when the shepherds found the final innkeeper, the innkeeper then took the shepherds to his cattle shed to meet the baby. And Jesus, as he rested in his bed, and so the shepherds bowed to pray at the baby's feet, announcing that it was God's son they had come to meet.
Welcome, baby Jesus. An angel came to say that this is where we'd find our Savior, sleeping in the hay. So now that we have found you, we have a present too. A lamb, or a cow, actually, is all we have, and so we offer it to you.
Now don't forget the donkey was hearing their prayers.
Maybe God has noticed me. Maybe God's son cares.
So Mary just watched closely, and she treasured all these things. Though there was more to come, so now it's time to meet the kings. For in the distance from the east, some kings were on their way. I said, for in the distance from the east, some kings were on their way.
Oh, so sorry. We're so far away, we didn't hear you say.
Now these kings studied the stars, and as they closely watched the sky, they'd seen a bright new star, and they read the scriptures to see why. Eventually they understood exactly what it meant. The star was there to tell them that a Savior had been sent.
I'm shining brightly in the sky to make sure that you know a Savior has been born and I can show you where to go. Follow me. I'll brightly shine throughout the night and day. Follow me to worship Him and I'll show you the way.
And so the king set off to find this very special king, the one who would be his Savior and Lord of everything, and following the star until it stopped just overhead and pointed to the place where Jesus rested his head. We're looking for a baby. He's born to be a king. We're looking for a baby. The Lord is everything. We're looking for a baby, the Savior of the earth. We're looking for a baby, and we'll celebrate his birth. We're looking for a baby. We're following a star. We're looking for a baby. We've traveled very far. We're looking for a baby, the Savior of the earth. We're looking for a baby, and we'll celebrate his birth. We've presents for the baby. myrrh, frankincense, and gold. We've presents for the baby, his birth has been foretold. We've presents for the baby, the Savior of the earth. We've presents for the baby, and we'll celebrate his birth.
Oh, look! The star has stopped now! The Savior must be near. Could this be where the Savior is? Let's try asking here.
Oh, hello. We've come a long way. We're looking for God's Son. Come in. You're in the right place. Jesus is the one.
And so the kings went on to worship Jesus as their Lord. Each of them had gifts, the finest things they could afford.
Welcome, baby Jesus. I have frankincense for you, and I have myrrh, a symbol of what you have come to do. Oh, special baby Jesus, I have brought the finest gold, for you're the one we've read about. Your birth has been foretold.
Now don't forget the donkey was watching all these things, amazed that he was in the presence of the King of Kings. He thought about that baby's birth, and then he understood.
The Savior of the world thinks that humility is good.
And so from that day, the donkey saw his life through different eyes. Being there at Jesus' birth had made him realize that someone's always noticing, God always cares, for he is always present, even when you're unaware. When the donkey was walking to Bethlehem, what a privilege God had bestowed. Yet how could he know that he carried God's Son when he humbly traveled the road? And how could he know as he stubbornly walked that God was the one that he had served? The treasure he carried, so heavy a load, was more surely than he deserved. And when at the stable they all took their rest, and Jesus arrived on the earth, how could he ever known that his humble home was chosen for God's Son's birth? But what has happened, God chose him because he was lowly, humble, and meek. For God doesn't see us through human eyes. Humble to God isn't weak. No, humble to God is godly. To him, meek is strong. The way he was born is a sign that qualities we think may seem us weak, in God's eyes, they make us divine. So next time you think that you're suffered alone, or feel like you're hidden away, when something you've done seems unnoticed, unseen, remember the first Christmas day. Remember the donkey who felt so unloved, who felt insignificant too. Yet he had been the chosen. He already had a special delivery to do. And while he was feeling uncared for, unloved, Jesus was coming his way. And when he felt unnoticed, Jesus was there, laid in a manger of hay. So while at first he didn't know that God cared, finally he was aware that all through his journey, God saw what he did, for Jesus had always been there. And God has a purpose for all of us in our lives, whether or not you are aware. So just like that donkey, try noticing God. You'll find that he's always been there. And this poem is called God's Always Been There.
I was the soldier who read with a frown instructions to register in your hometown.
We're Jesus' parents with him here on earth. We've searched for a place for the Savior's birth.
We were the innkeepers who opened the door and told them no, as they'd heard before, and then, of course, he did get the one yes. And our angels.
We were the angels who sang overhead and told of the Lord in a manger bed. And we were the shepherds, and we left our sheep and cow to search for a babe in a manger asleep, and then there was the cow. Oh, and we were the kings! We were the kings, and we traveled far, led by the light of a shining star.
And we were the rest of the cast, and we brought it together for you to see.
Hee-haw.
And I was the donkey who thought no one cared. I know that's not true now that this story's been shared.
We hope you've enjoyed our nativity play about what occurred on the very first Chaos Christmas Day.
And we hope you will stay because there's cookies and milk and other things on their way. Oh, and parents, if you will please come on stage and lead your lovely cows and angels away. You can put them on the back queue. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.